Today we are making some amazing Valentine decor pieces that you can put together in just a few minutes that I know you're gonna love. Be sure to hit the thumbs up button and let's jump into it. Just something about this sign caught my eye. I love those little metal pieces on the edges. I shared this in a recent haul, but I figured they would easily pop off, and they did. So I just used a little Cricut spatula. Anything would work, but pop these off. And I had this fun idea to kind of make like a film strip frame, if that makes sense. So I want it to look kind of like a vintage film strip, but I want the edges to be in this gorgeous like little heart pattern. So I thought it would be really cute to go ahead and just get everything a base color black, but I want those hearts to really pop off. So using a little bit of ribbon to put behind it, and I had like this older like silver fake leather ribbon that I got from Dollar Tree, but any will work, just even if it's a piece of paper, just enough to make those hearts show up. Now I really wanted this photo frame to hold a 4x6 and not put anything bigger in here, so I knew a little bit of the background was going to show, so I just covered that with some of my black vinyl from the Dollar Tree, cut that down to size, put it back in the frame, and I just taped this in place. It looks so gorgeous and a perfect gift idea for the perfect couple. If there's one thing that I suggest to grab out of like the kid or toy section, that is picking up any style of puzzle. I like to go ahead and just mix it up and get like ones with larger pieces as well as the smaller pieces. The larger the number of the puzzle is, the smaller the pieces you're gonna get. Now I didn't realize at first that I was getting like circular puzzles, so that kind of plays a role in this, but I'm pairing the puzzle with one of these wire heart wreath forms. Now Dollar Tree is really doing good with these wreath forms. Mine was fully stocked with all types of shapes and sizes, but I knew I needed a base to hold on those puzzle pieces. So the first thing I did was wrap it with some burlap ribbon, but I knew I wasn't going to be able to glue enough of the puzzle pieces on here to fully cover the heart, so I did brush on some white to just lighten it up and make it blend in a little bit more. So this is where I noticed after I was opening these that the puzzles are more of a circular shape. I didn't like that. I wish they were like square or rectangular, so the puzzle pieces would have been more square. So I did just kind of cut the curves off of each of these little puzzle pieces so that I could paint them and they would still look really good and kind of flow together more than having like half circle shapes. So I laid out all of my puzzle pieces and just kind of quickly went over them with some white chalk paint. These will dry really fast, but I didn't even wait for these to fully dry. I just went ahead and started gluing them on the wreath. You could even maybe attach the puzzle pieces first and then paint afterwards. But even on the second layer, when I got out the smaller pieces, I didn't even like try to paint them very well at all. I wanted a lot of that brown showing through and just kind of fit these smaller ones in between the larger puzzle pieces so it didn't look so choppy and it looks like it was meant to kind of like flow together. And then using some of this $5 Dollar Tree Plus ribbon that I got on sale, I'm making a quick bow. If you want to know how to make this bow, just double click backwards. All I was doing was crossing one piece of ribbon and you just double knot it with a piece of jute twine, and you get the perfect bow every time. I attach that to the top and this makes the perfect door hanger or wall hanger. Just hanging. I did more of a neutral color, but this would also be pretty done in pink or red. Really quick, I want to thank today's sponsor, which is Dream Games, and tell you about an incredible new game I've been playing, which is called Royal Match. If you don't have Royal Match downloaded onto your phone, go do that right now. Royal Match is a free-to-play match 3 puzzle game where a goofy King Robert needs help restoring the royal castle to its former glory. You can tackle each level to earn stars to make over each room in the castle, as well as challenges to help to save the king from danger and try to race against the clock. I love that the Royal Match game has 0 ads, so none. No annoying ads is going to pop up while you're playing, so you can just enjoy this game, actually have fun. It is my go-to game to relax. It helps me to relieve stress and wind down for the day. A perfect game to clear your head. These puzzle games are just the right amount of challenging. You can renovate the castle, join events, gain amazing rewards. It's so satisfying earning new boosters and power-ups and stars to add decor and dress up each space. Royal Match has gorgeous graphics with fun colors, incredible animations, and there's always something new. So with thousands of levels to conquer, you can play individually or join a team to compete for local or global championships. You will seriously love it. It's perfect for the whole family, especially since, remember, there are no ads. You can download Royal Match now with my link down in the description box and see if you can beat me. Thanks again to Dream Games for sponsoring this part of the video. Now let's get back into crafting. If you see any of these little letterboards, go ahead and grab them. Now, they have tried to put out the felt letterboards before, and I didn't like them. You didn't get enough letters with them, and they didn't seem like the letters held very nicely. But these work really, really good. I wouldn't even care to get these signs to make them over for each season. Now, you could just stick the letters that you want in there and change it out, but I knew I was not going to be able to keep up with all of these little paper letters, and I wanted to really personalize this for Valentine's Day or make it really cute with lots of pink. So it's so inexpensive at the $1.25 price point. I was able to just kind of glue whatever I wanted on it, and then I can just make another one. I grabbed like 3 or 4 of them, so I get to make them for whichever season that I want. Just keep it as is and store it away with each season. These little letters are a little annoying if they fall out, so you can glue these down if you want more of a permanent fix. And then I just played around with some of the little wooden hearts and glued a couple on each side with a coordinating ribbon. I was not able to find a lot of Valentine ribbon at my store, so I went into Hobby Lobby recently and they had all of their Valentine decor on sale, and these were still inexpensive, so still a great price for as many feet as you're getting. I love looking for the silicone molds for each season, and these did not disappoint, these mini little hearts. One of my favorite things to do with these are to fill them up with hot glue and use them just on different things. So for this, I filled them up with some hot glue. I like to have my heat gun on a high setting or a high temp glue gun so that the glue does kind of melt together and it's not separated. And then I let these settle and go ahead and do another little coat of them just to fill them up. You can even dip your finger in like cold water, or even like a silicone tip if you have like a finger protector, and push it down into the mold tightly. But these turned out really, really good. I decided to let them completely cool down, push them out, and then I cut off the extra. I tried to sand it down, but you really need to take scissors, and if there's any extra on the back of the heart, go ahead and cut that away, and then sand it a little bit, and I created some really fun thumbtacks. So many things you can do with these. You can use it in like scrapbooking if you do really thin hearts or decor projects, but I love how you can just have an endless amount of hearts just by creating these little hot glue ones anytime that you need them. So sanded them down, I spray painted them with some gold paint, and then hot glued a thumbtack on the back.
You win.
And then of course I had to grab one of these $1.25 rugs. I love the striped one that just had the blank heart in the center. And then I'm sure all of you guys have like your last initial or whatever initial you want sitting around your house somewhere. I always have random letters throughout my home, so I grabbed this K and I thought it would fit perfect in here. If you don't have the letter, you can just print one off, cut one out with your Cricut, or use a large stencil, or just freehand one if you want to. It wouldn't be very hard just to do a simple stick letter. But this rug does soak up the paint, so be prepared to put a ton of paint on it. I found it a lot easier just to try to dab the paint on really thick rather than just trying to paint it with normal brush strokes. I would try to seal this with like a water resistant sealer if you are going to put it outside and let it weather, but for this I'm just going to put it under my patio, which is completely covered. I've painted rugs like this and they last a very long time. I just kind of stacked it up with my previous rugs just because I'm putting it out for a few weeks, but I feel like this looks really gorgeous and no one's ever going to know that you just paid $1.25.